Listen, so I don't know when God of War Ragnarok comes out, okay? But allow me to be. I've had like 3 years of being a hater. Allow me like my last couple of days of being a hater. Because I was talking. Soon it's not going to be in vogue to be a God of War hater. Everybody's going to say this is the greatest masterpiece that's ever been made. And maybe it is because I haven't played it myself. That being said, I was talking about it with Apollo. Hey, Cetra 13. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you. And if nobody knows God of War like me, like I have my own Kratos emote, exactly. But I was talking about it with Apollo, and we were talking about the so-called game drought, which I believe is not a myth. I have seen it. And he said, well, at least God of War Ragnarok comes out soon. And I said, if God of War, the franchise, has one hater, it is me. If it has no haters, you're welcome to come to my funeral. And then he said, oh, sorry, I forgot you only enjoy content in 1 hour bursts. And then I went off on an absolutely unhinged text-only rant. Oh, the story is so good. Just ignore the fact that every single story beat is gated behind 4.5 hours of, there's a spinning pillar you have to throw your axe at, like a weird little circle attached to the pillar, which causes the pillar to spin, which is a weird elevator which raises a wooden platform, and then you throw your axe at the wooden platform and you use it like a grappling hook. Then you open a treasure chest and it's 3 purple Lavernian crystals. You can bring that to the blacksmith and forge it into a Jotunheim helm that gives +1 damage reduction. What, you don't like story? Oh, you're afraid of your feelings? Shit drives me fucking insane, man. You must not like story. You must, what's the matter? You afraid you're gonna cry on stream? Yeah, cry from, boredom. From, my son! Where's my son? Before you find your son, I'm going to need you to throw your axe at this spinning circle. When you throw your axe at the circle, it will cause the circle to stop spinning. Then you have to throw your axe at 3 subsequent circles in order to get them all to line up concentrically. It's a timing puzzle. If all of these circles line up, it will open a locked gate, which then allows you to progress into the next room where you fight a bunch of freaking mosquitoes or whatever, and then you get a little cutscene where your son goes, Dad! And then you go, boy! And then you... Just release the Hollywood cut. Just release the cut that is the movies, like the cutscenes from the game, strung together as if it's a movie. You could play on story difficulty. No, I don't want all of my emotional beats to be punctuated by 3 hours of me just mashing the X button on like the same 7 enemies over and over. Or alternatively, release a cut with no cutscenes and just drop Kratos inside of a room full of enemies. Have him use the game's incredible combat mechanics to kill all the enemies, and then 4 doors open up and he chooses which door to go into. And then like in some of the rooms there could be like a treasure chest that could maybe make his axe could attack 2 times faster or something like that. And then like if you beat like 10 rooms, you can go down to the next floor, etc., etc. Are you going to make a Mastodon account if Twitter dies? No, I feel like, like if Twitter dies, it would probably be like a good thing for society overall. I don't know when I came to this conclusion. It was probably maybe like 5 years ago. Every social network anyone has ever joined has been a mistake. And anybody who's like Twitter's getting, I don't like Elon, so I'm going to leave Twitter. I'm like, okay, that's, stick to your guns. But then they're like, I'm going to go to Mastodon. I'm like, you're not tired of oversharing yet? You don't regret posting all the shit that you've posted over the past decade? You're learning the wrong lesson from this. I will never sign up for like another social network. So I'm on TikTok to post like sponsored content sometimes, but social media is like just bad. For maybe not full stop. Like I'm sure some people like they get some value out of LinkedIn, but overall, I'm just saying like. If you've been on Twitter for 10 years and your lesson that you learned is not like never be on social media, I don't think you use Twitter the same way that I use Twitter. Like what are you getting out of Twitter? Maybe this is insane. I don't mean this to be punching down, but sometimes you'll see someone's Twitter account and they'll post something crazy, and then you click on it and they have like 5 followers. They tweet 2 times a day and get 0 interaction on every tweet. And I'm like, why are you posting this? I guess I don't get it. Like if you post like 5 times in 2012, get no interaction, and then you're like, I'm just gonna live my life. I'm like, that's normal. But people who post on Twitter every day and get 0 likes, I'm like, what the heck is going on? Nobody, like, no disrespect, but nobody's reading this. You should just get like a diary. Or like, actually, something that does happen a lot is you'll see like people will like your tweet, and then they themselves have no tweets. Lurking Twitter is maybe fine as well. But it's the people who post for nobody that I'm like, why are you posting this? It's compromat. I thought about, but I don't want to blow up their spot, okay? There's a Twitter account I follow. It's called like Restaurant Bot or something. Let me see what the actual name is. It's _restaurant_bot. And like every 30 minutes, they post 4 photos from a restaurant somewhere in the world. I thought about becoming a reply guy who replies to every single restaurant with my review of what the food looks like. Because there's some of them that look banging, man. And then there's some of them that look like pure doo-doo. Pause champ. He is pause champing. Can you hear it? It's going like... No? Yes, it sounds like a Geiger counter. That's very true. See, can you hear that sound? Maybe sounds like someone's trying to sneak sun chips at 2 a.m. Me at age 18 trying to eat some sun chips in the biodegradable bag without waking up my parents. And like, listen, I'm not, they're heroes, okay? It's the fire department. They're heroes, okay? But I don't know, sometimes they like, it takes 3 days to test all the alarms in our complex. And they just pulled off the phone that is like the speaker that lets you know, like, so the fire department can talk to everybody at once and be like, hey, there's a fire, get out. But they just pull the phone off, and then they like breathe really heavily into the receiver for like 45 minutes. So you're just sitting in your house, like minding your own business, hearing like, it's really unnerving. I hope it's not a 2-way receiver, by the way. I'm not trying to insult them. Be on the Peloton? No, it's the real fire department. That's why I'm stalling before I get started. Like, I don't want to be like halfway into React Court and then have them hop on the speaker and be like, here's our street address right now. Hey, yeah, no, sorry, honey, I can't talk right now. I'm at 123 Fake Street. How was the Peloton ride this morning? It was great. Thank you for asking. Well, great is maybe a stretch. It was good though. 365, right on the button. 30-minute Emma Lovewell 90s ride. The playlist was all over the place though, man. Listen, it had some Third Eye Blind. It had some Sublime. But then it also had, I don't know why everyone's like so fucking into Lenny Kravitz, man. Lenny Kravitz makes like the most conventional music for a dude who dresses like David Bowie. Like, I feel like he's a very cool guy, but his music is not cool. His music is just like the standard, like, like, his music is too boring to be made by a guy who looks that cool. Okay, necessary caveat. It ain't over till it's over is the exception. That's a good song. He gets like he gets the same treatment as Andre 3000, where they're like, he's like the modern day Prince. And you're like, yeah, like when you see a photo of him, when you listen to his music, Andre 3000 is like, you know, a little bit Prince-esque. And Lenny Kravitz is just like, I don't even know. He's just like John Cougar Mellencamp. I would never talk smack about Andre 3000. The only thing that I could say that would be perceived as smack on Andre 3000 is that I do think that even to this day, his popularity means Big Boy gets not enough credit. People underrate Big Boy just because he raps about stuff like having intercourse, which I think people consider prosaic. And Andre 3000, of course, is, she trapped in my cadmium palace. But then when Andre 3000 raps about intercourse, everybody goes, bat. So I type a text to a girl I used to see saying that I chose this cutie pie with whom I want to be. So I apologize if this message gets you down. Then I CC'd every girl that I'd CC'd round town. Hate to see y'all frown, but I'd rather see her smiling. Wetness all around me, true. But I'm no island. Peninsula maybe. Makes no sense, I know, crazy. See all this cat up in my lap, no looking back, etc. She dropped in my cadmium palace. Toe up from the flow up. Plenty of gorgeous Florida women, but the pimp reside in Georgia. It gets me every time. Am I the asshole for going to a restaurant she likes, but I don't order food? Please tell me this doesn't end with, it's my girlfriend's birthday. She wanted to go to a fancy restaurant. I don't feel like paying $23 for an entree that's one bite of food. I said, it's fine. I'll just go through the McDonald's drive-thru afterwards. I'm just guessing. We get there, I look at the menu, nothing looks even semi-good. For example, all of the sandwiches had wheat bread, and I hate wheat. Oh, you hate wheat? But you love bread? Make it make sense. Just impression dash 1843. Make it make sense. I only eat flour that's been bleached before it's been pounded into a dough and baked. Anyway, I let her order her food, and when the lady asked what I want, I told her I wasn't eating. I told my girlfriend I wanted her to enjoy the meal, and I was happy to be there. Okay, the world's most naive man on the planet. Not naive man, I guess, a naive person. Really. But listen, I know we're only on the first paragraph, but you also, when you're enjoying a meal together, you can't be let them order and then hit them with the says you when it comes turn for you to order. You have to at least be hey, just so you know, I'm not that into anything on this menu, so you can eat, but I'm not going to have something. It'll still be uncomfortable, but I think you should also recognize that that's the better possible situation if you refuse to eat wheat bread, but will only eat white bread. You did it to yourself. You create, if you're that sounded like it would be awkward, yeah, the whole thing is awkward. You went to an adult restaurant, but you have the palate of a child, apparently, with no disrespect. I'm just calling it like I see it. It was some French cafe. I've never been to a French restaurant, but I was willing to check it out. Their menu wasn't very big. I just wanted her to enjoy a nice meal. The first update means you don't understand the situation. Regardless of the kind of restaurant it was, that's very much on the side of the actual issue. I'm not saying you have to be you have to be an adventurous eater, but I know we go into picky eating a lot, okay? When I was until I was about 17, I was the pickiest eater of all time. I didn't like soup. I didn't like rice. It just seems like a lot of, I know it's a Mitch Hedberg joke, it just seems like a lot of work to eat rice. Look at why there's so many of these. Then when I got to university, I was you know what? It's a good time to take stock. Nobody here knows you. You can reinvent yourself if you want. So one thing I did is at age 17, it's a great time for me to get over being a picky eater. Endeavor to eat some new foods, try some cream-based sauces and stuff like that. Because in my head, I could see in the future, and I was I don't want this shit happening to me. I don't want to go out, it's my 30th wedding anniversary, and I'm can I have I'll take the house pub burger with no toppings and no condiments, and French fries, hold the ketchup on the side. I wanted a wider breadth of experience later in life. That's why you got to do it, so you don't end up he created the conflict here. If you eat something and you don't like it, that's fine. But to not eat something new because you don't think you would like it, and your palate stays this small forever. If you got a wide array of foods that are acceptable, and then you're I don't feel like trying caviar, then okay. But if you're I only eat chicken fingers, and someone's do you want to try a grilled cheese? And you're I don't know. Then you, I think you can meet them in the middle, okay? There was no waitress. We ordered at the counter, and they put the food on our tray. What? It wasn't even a fancy restaurant? It's a cafeteria? I thought it was a sit-down restaurant. It was going to be escargot, frog's legs, and stuff like that. But then they're at a Panera? It's pret a manger. Also, we've been together for 10 months, so I don't think there's much to feel awkward about. I have no. Listen, okay, this is like way too close to the bone. You know how, like, there's some crazy men online that are like, I never lose an argument with my girlfriend because if I did, she would lose respect for me. Those people are insane. But there is a little voice in my head that's like, if you don't get over your aversion to whole wheat bread as somebody that eats white bread, she's gonna lose respect for you. It's not about being like an alpha male. It's just about like not being like a little kid with no. I don't. I'm just. If you have a narrow palate, but it's not crazy, like that's one thing. But like to be like, ooh, whole wheat bread on my sandwich, like we gotta you gotta nut up a little bit, I think. Or take it to the extreme and be like, I don't eat any bread. Because they're like the same thing. They're all, and it's, I don't know where they live, but especially like in North America, whole wheat bread, like that you buy at a grocery store, is just like if you closed your eyes, you almost wouldn't be able to tell the difference in taste. There's like a 2% taste difference. I have no allergies for the most part. I can usually find something to eat at a restaurant, but I couldn't find something to eat. This was a lunch, not a dinner. Update, I didn't Google the menu beforehand because we've never gone to a restaurant and find something to eat. This was a lunch, not a dinner. Can I say something? I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind, okay? The fact that every single one of the updates is just about like some magic bullet solution where like, why didn't you Google the menu beforehand? Why don't you just take some responsibility? I know people were like, why didn't you Google the menu beforehand? You don't have to respond to that. That's like, it's just, why don't you, I don't even know where to go with this one. Like, I mean, if you're, all other things being equal, if you can't find something at a pret-a-manger that you think you could eat, I don't mean that you would love necessarily, but if there's like 10 things on a menu designed to be served to a general population, if you can't find like a single thing, you gotta, like, that's your to-do list for like the next month, is to have like, learn another food that you like so that this doesn't happen again. Maybe learn, you could, there's foods you can get almost anywhere. You can get a Caesar salad almost anywhere. You can get like a soup almost anywhere. You just gotta add like what you can get, maybe like even just a croissant or something like that. That's like, that's bread. You just gotta just learn like one or two things that could get you out of this situation, okay? So I just learned that all bread is made of wheat, which is not technically true, but I understand your point. It was some type of whole grain or sourdough. What I meant to say is I only like white bread, but brioche buns are good too. See, he's not that picky of an eater. He likes both white bread and brioche. So white bread and white bread plus like triple the eggs and butter in the recipe. Don't say he doesn't have exotic tastes. Update, 10 months into the relationship and we never went to a place where I couldn't find something to eat. This was the first time that it happened. Also, I do try new things. I'm not stubborn with it, but I'm on your side. I'm not looking for stuff to get mad at. I want to preface this with this. I'm on your side. You are stubborn if you won't eat a whole grain bread or a sourdough bread sandwich. It's not like they're asking you to eat like a whole oyster. If someone's like, I don't want to eat an oyster, I get it. You're eating a whole, slimy, salty, kind of like weirdly metallic tasting organism. But if you're like, I want a ham sandwich on white bread, and they're like, we only have whole grain, and you're like, that's too much for me, then you are being stubborn. You're not, that's not a reasonable refusal to have the high ground, to be in the right in this situation. Now, if he said no to Italian herbs and cheese, we would lock him up. We'd put him in prison. Also, I do try new things. I'm not stubborn with it, but usually it's me trying her food because I only order things I know I'll like. I don't like wasting food nor my money. Listen, I know how this sounds, okay? And if you're a picky eater, you're not going to want to hear this. And maybe this is a straw man. Maybe I'm making it up. you might be like a good partner, but I feel like there is a chance that she's just gonna leave you for the convenience of being able to eat at a normal restaurant with another person. Like it sounds like this is you. You ever see the tweet that's like being in a relationship is just asking the other person what you want to eat for dinner every day before you die? Like there's some truth to that. Like food it's a ritual that you do every day or at least several times a week. For every meal to be like I got to step on these eggshells because his palate is so narrow. Like that's gonna it's gonna grate on you. It might be okay 10 months in the relationship because you got like blinders on to some extent, but at the same time, like, in 10 years, maybe you're gonna have like a bad day, and then she's gonna be, plus, I can't take this fucker to any restaurant that doesn't have dinosaur chicken nuggets on the menu, and she might snap. That might be like the straw that broke the camel's back, So I think like it rather than just constantly be like, here's my reasons for this. I just want to see an update that's like, okay, I'm going to work on expanding my palate. So or at least like just pretend. Can't you just get the sandwich, eat half of it and then, struggle through it, and then if she's like, "Oh, you don't want the rest of your sandwich?" You'll be like, "No, it's really good. I'm just full." Just tell like a little white lie like that. Because it's not about the meal, it's about the experience. It's about you and your partner doing something together. Would you try a 7-Eleven pizza? Yeah, if Kate was like, I really want a 7-Eleven pizza, I would go pick one up. I mean, there have been restaurants that I've gone to with Kate where I look at the menu and I'm like, I'm not sure anything here is like, it seems like it would be up my alley. But I was still like, okay, I'll take the maze soba. And then it comes out and I'm like, oh, at least eat it. I'll give it a try. But we went to Japan. We went to the Konnyaku restaurant. I said, we looked at a menu consisting exclusively of kanji. And I said, what is any of this? And she said, I don't really know what any of this is, but all of it's Konnyaku. And I said, send it, sister. Just get whatever you think makes sense. And then like, these weird like jelly triangles came out with some hot mustard on the side. And I ate them. And then she said, what do you think about this? And I said, with all honesty, it's the worst food I've ever eaten in my entire life. It's probably the most disgusting thing I've ever, but I'm glad I did it. Cause like, not just cause like, I know now that I don't want them, but also because it's like we had a story together that we're like, hey, remember those triangles? It's like 7 years later, I can be like, this isn't great, but at least it's better than those triangles we had in Japan. And you've got like a legacy together. Did Kate not like them either? I think she didn't detest them as much as I did. I don't think she would order it again. I actively detested the food. I hated everything about it. But I still ate like half of the dish just to be like, let's just see, Maybe the first bite just took me unawares, and now that I'm used to it, it tastes familiar. But no, the whole thing was like, it was cursed from the get-go. I'm not saying you can't be a picky eater. All I'm going to say is, like, again, this is why, if possible, it would be nice to endeavor not to be a picky eater, because it's just going to make your life harder. Like, if you're like, oh, it's so hard to be a picky eater, I can't find any food that I like. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, that's why, like, I'm not anymore. Some people have genuine reasons for being a picky eater, but like, it does mean if people around you, like close to you, get annoyed by how picky of an eater you are, I think you can't be annoyed that they're annoyed, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because it's annoying. It's the same thing, and this is like not necessarily related to picky eating, but it's the same reason, like, the first few PAXs we went to, it would be like, everyone we know, let's go to a restaurant. And then you realize, like, one person has been walking all day. They have to go to a sit-down restaurant. One person refuses to pay more than $7 for their meal. One person's vegetarian. One person only eats meat, never eats vegetables. One person has never tried Asian food in their life and will never. One person has heard of this restaurant called P.F. Chang's and absolutely has to go there before they die. And you're like, we can't find a place that can fit All of the everybody's got one condition. They're like, it's reasonable. It's just one condition. You add up all of those 12 conditions and you're like, we're going to McDonald's because that's the only thing that's available to this, widely diverse group of interests. So instead, now when we go to PAX, we run fucking lean. I'll get a table for two at whatever restaurant it feels like my wife and I would like to eat at the most. And then you guys can spend 3 hours debating where you're going to go for dinner, eventually go to Jimmy John's, and then we'll meet up for board games afterwards. It's just easier to dine in smaller groups because it just opens up a wider array of options, okay? I mean, there's picky, and then there's adult who only eats white bread picky. The place had sandwiches, for crying out loud. How much of a surprise could it be that you didn't like anything? If you're that picky, I think the burden is on you to do some research ahead of time. Someone with a food allergy or dietary restrictions would. You're the asshole for showing up unprepared and almost making your girlfriend eat solo. No one likes doing that, and it's kind of rude to the restaurant and waitstaff as well. Immediately vindicated. I love it. Jeepers Creepers 74. The Prime Ministered. You're the asshole. Picky eaters are so exhausting. Sharing a dining experience with them is so limiting and seems like half the time they will want to go to the same limited choices over and over. It's different if someone has dietary restrictions because of medical issues, religion, or they're vegetarian, vegan. Restrictions like this are easy to understand and there's reasoning behind it. Someone just wanting nuggies and hating on wheat bread is a nightmare. Go try something new. This is not what I said. I said you're welcome to be a picky eater. Just don't be surprised when your girlfriend leaves you for someone who isn't afraid of Dijon mustard. That's what I said was way more offensive. Plus, they're not just into chicken nuggets. That's intellectually dishonest. They like both white bread and brioche bread. Brioche, it's a French word. It's continental cuisine. You're the asshole. Seems like a passive-aggressive protest. I mean, that's where I'm at. Like, to let your partner order something and then be like, actually, I'm fine, when you talked about going to lunch together, like that is like you pranked them. You sprung something on them. Now I got to sit there and eat my meal while you're sitting there just like looking at your phone the whole time. Like I'm going to feel self-conscious like the whole time. Am I the asshole for not clapping when my sister sang in her voice class? Well, is it because she was bad? Are you really going to be... Okay, I should probably read the post before I get upset. But, like... I hate when people are... Like, being principled is good if your principles are sane. But just like the post where it's like... the guy's girlfriend was like, do I look fat? And then the guy was like, I think it's immoral to ever tell a lie. So I said, yes. Before I answer this, I just want you to know I don't think any less of you as a person. I think you're a great friend and a great partner. I love spending time with you. That being said, yes, you do look a little fat. What's the word that they Silicon Valley CEOs use? Radical honesty. This is like this. People are like, well, we're only supposed to clap when we enjoyed a performance. You realize you're talking about hitting your hands together in a rhythmic fashion to produce noise like a caveman? Get over yourself. Just do the bare minimum to like make them feel better. Just to not get yourself in trouble so this post doesn't have to exist. Anyway, a couple things are nobody knows I'm her sister. Me, Pepe in the corner of the party, nobody knows I'm her sister. We all know we saw you make the Am I the Asshole post. You guys eat lunch together every day and are 4 years apart in age. You got the same names. They don't. I saw that yesterday. It's Blade in the corner, but the sprinklers are on at the party and they're shooting out blood. And Blade is saying they don't know it's open season on all suckheads. I think I'm in my Blade posting arc, honestly. No, not Drain Gang. I'm talking about Blade. The Daywalker, the shitty Marvel Snap card. Hey, he's not that bad. A 1/3 that is a discard engine. As long as it discards Apocalypse, it's okay. Anyway, Anna babies her a lot. She also gives her candy and takes her out to eat before class, and she makes sure everyone's really nice to her. I mean, she's literally 15 years old. So this does not seem crazy. It sounds like you resent the fact that you're teenage sister is being treated like a child when she is a child. My sister sang on Tuesday when she was in a practice room. Anna went around and told everyone to clap for her no matter how she does and to only give nice comments because she's terrified. Then my sister sang and she sucked. She was looking down the whole time and had her arms around her chest. They had to restart the song twice for her. She was ahead of the music and didn't get half the notes right. Everyone clapped for her except for me. Why? Why do this to yourself? It's a self-inflicted wound. It's like Matthew Perry saying, how come River Phoenix is dead, but Keanu Reeves is still alive? When Keanu Reeves was just living his life. Like, you just have no reason to create this problem for yourselves. You could have just gone, you should have just clapped, great job, gone home, watched Netflix, make a grilled cheese, whatever. Like, who cares? I don't think I was rude. I just told her the song needs a lot more work. She should probably pick a different song, and she needs to calm down before she sings again. Bro, you're in a community college voice class. Fucking relax. Like, you're not a Juilliard. You're not the cast of Hamilton or something like that. What's the problem? You're in a voice class at community college? You're in a class with a 15-year-old kid. How serious could it be? Anna ended up taking her home. This is a kind of like, okay, so again, and this is not meant to be punching down, but like in 2015, I was like, I feel like getting some night classes in, okay? So I was like, maybe I'll learn some computer programming. So the first place I looked was Vancouver Community College. I thought, I've never been to community college before in my life. I thought that I could go learn computer programming there. Maybe that was naive of me. I opened up the course calendar, figure out what was going to happen, September, or I think it was like spring semester 2015. And the shit was like, get a diploma in food service, learn how to paint birdhouses, and I was like, wait, like, no disrespect, but this is clearly not the institution that I should be angling towards in order to get the education that I'm looking for in this particular domain. That's not to say, like, I think it would be cool now that I've given up on having any ambition in life to go to a community college and be like, you know what? Maybe I'll take a class on like sports broadcasting or something like that. Maybe I'll take a class on, it would be nice to take a class on carpentry or something like that to learn how to, I'm not going to be a carpenter, but to be a little bit more handy or something like that for sure. So instead I went to, a technical institute, and then, the rest is history. I'm here before you today. But like, you don't need to be this extreme in your criticism. You're in a community college voice class. You're not Simon Cowell on American Idol. Like, I don't understand where you get off trying to be like the bad cop. Anna ended up taking her home early. When she got back to class, she pulled me aside and asked me if I really had to make those comments and if it was absolutely necessary. I'm mad at OP, not just for being a dickhead, but for making Anna's life harder. Like, Anna's, now now I have to pay the cost of being nice. I've become the bodyguard for the 15-year-old, so now, out of nowhere, someone chose violence, and now I've got to mediate. Like, you're making things hard for everyone around you. Like, is life not hard enough? I said I would have said that to everybody. She doesn't get special treatment just because she's afraid to talk or sing in front of people. When I got home, my mom yelled at me for being mean to my sister, said she cried in her room for a half hour because of how her performance went. I don't think it was a big deal, but okay, like, who asked? Everybody else does, so I want to know if I'm the asshole. Yes? I mean, is there even any point to read the comments? I don't know. There is a certain proportion of people who are like, every endeavor anyone ever does needs to be met with the constructive criticism, but very, very harsh constructive criticism. Otherwise, if they're not subjected to the crucible of mockery, how will they ever find the motivation to get better? Bro, it's a community college voice class, okay? They're not going straight from St. Lawrence College to Broadway, okay? This is not necessary in this domain. They're just having fun. There's a place for that. Yeah, there's people who think J.K. Simmons is the good guy in Whiplash. J.K. Simmons is the good guy in Whiplash if you were needing motivation to become the world's best jazz drummer, okay? It's a matter of perspective who the good guy in Whiplash is. Miles Teller is also not the good guy in Whiplash. He chooses to make the deal with the devil in order to he chooses to make the drumming more important than anything else in his life. Yeah, the good guy is like the dude's dad, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, but it's like, you know what, not to bring it back to this every stream, but it always reminds me of like in Magic the Gathering. It's like Friday Night Magic. You get your ass beat 2-0 in the first round, and then somebody's like, hey, do you want to do a post-mortem of what went wrong in the game? And you're like, no, that's okay. I'm just here to have fun, not to be like condescended to. Like, I don't think it's a rude thing to like show someone the errors that they made, but at the same time, it's like, let's not pretend that I'm here at Friday Night Magic to eventually like get on the pro tour. I'm literally just playing. I'm just playing on curve. I'm just trying to pass some time. If everything goes right, maybe I'll go 2-2 and I might win a pack or something like that. It's no big deal. I don't need the. Don't bother me with the post-mortem. Put the slide ruler away. Exactly. It's okay. I would rather like just talk, not about I would rather be like, hey, what brings you to Friday Night Magic? Because it's pretty abnormal for like a 24-year-old single guy to spend his Friday night at a card shop. And then we'll learn about each other as a result of that. And who knows, maybe we could find some common ground. But I don't need to just. I'm also like it was the postmortems where I realized that not everybody was playing the game like me. Like as soon as I take a turn, I don't remember what the turn was, and then when you play against someone who's actually good at Magic, they're like, here, let me reconstitute the exact board state on turn 3, and you're like, what the? You remember that? That's taking up space in your brain. And then when you tapped your mountain, it gave you free mana, but that shit, I'm like, what? I don't even remember doing that. I don't remember that in the slightest. I just remember scooping. Am I the asshole for financially contributing more to one child's life? This is like the 50th post like this we've read, and it's always a little spicy. I love, dude, the similar to this post always makes me laugh. Like, I got to figure out, I've got to reverse engineer how the number one most similar post to this one is r/Volkswagen Golf GTI just hit 200,000 miles. Like, where is that? Maybe he bought one of his kids like a car and not the other one. Congratulations to you, though. No disrespect. From 2 years ago. From, dude, February 25th, 2020. Holy cow. They didn't know. Have you seen the TikTok that's the guy, sorry, he's running the other way. He's running like this. There's no other way. We have to fix the timeline. So I got to do that one more time. That was looking like exactly the way I wanted it to look. There's no other way. We have to fix the timeline. Anyway. It's a great tweet. Great TikTok. Nice rear delts. Thanks, I've been doing absolutely no lifting except for lifting up my child. But I do think, like, if you, you know that old fable about the guy who's like, the cow was born and he holds the cow, and then just over time he gets stronger because the cow gets bigger a little bit every day, so he has to get a little stronger to be able to lift a new weight. I feel like if I just never put my daughter down, I could eventually compete in like the world's strongest man. She's 2, so she's like, I don't know, she's probably like 30 pounds or something like that. And you don't just like lift, you know? You like lift and then you hold and you walk. You're doing like a farmer's carry. And you're not doing it like 10 meters. You're doing it like for 2 or 3 kilometers sometimes. You're like, let's go to the park. You're like, do you want to go in the stroller? She's like, no, I want to walk. Then you take 2 steps and she's like, Daddy, pick me up. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, okay? We could have just got the stroller and had a nice leisurely push to the park here, but now I got to carry you the whole way. Baited. Skill difference. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, maybe I'll be really strong. We have 2 kids, Ava and Heather. So your kids are 30, they're in their 30s. You're old. This better be a serious problem. If this is an unforced error, I'm going to be very upset. You're old. You should know better. I know it's not the same, but I want to be clear we're involved in both kids' lives. I also know that Heather would be uncomfortable if she knew us contributing to her house was impacting our retirement. I think if we talked to Heather openly about the differences in our financial circumstances now and then, she would understand. My wife wants to sell the piece of land in our neighborhood to give Heather the money. I don't really want to do that for a few reasons, including that I think Heather would regret in the future because she mentioned once or twice over the years that she will want to move back home when she's older. Prices for land here have gone up significantly. To be frank, nobody in our family could ever afford to buy here or now in the future. They're Vancouver posting. To provide more clarity, Mel and I are both women. That seemed to cause some confusion in the comments. That's not going to save you from the ire of Reddit, okay? You might have thought that when they thought it was an old man, they were like, okay, boomer, but now that they find out that you're a woman, they're going to be like, oh, come here, sweetie. You might have even just made it harder on yourself. I don't know. I'm not saying it should be. I'm just saying we know how it goes on Reddit. Rip DMs. My inbox is full. I am not comfortable getting too specific, but over the years, there have been some unexpected health issues. Okay. There have been, so the medical bills, okay. Listen, I take it at face value that they're not in the same financial situation that they were in the year 2009 or whatever. Like, that happens. Well, yo, that guy just hit 100,000 miles on his Kia too. Let's go. See you later, warranty. Heather as a person is incredibly sensitive and kind, most often to her own detriment, to a point where I think she knows we would prefer her to live near us and may not accept the sale of the land because of it. To be clear, I'm open to the sale of the land or transferring it to Heather now. It's just how to best approach it so Heather doesn't feel guilt moving forwards. I think that were I in Heather's shoes, I would take the house and just learn to live with the guilt. I think that's where I'm at. I can't pretend to know exactly what they're going through. But if the option is to like not get help with the down payment, or alternatively to get help with the down payment, but it forces my parents to sell. Like, listen, okay? I every single one of these posts, I'm in danger of getting like too econ pilled, okay? But like, I need to see your portfolio of assets. Because like, if you have a house that you're going to live in retirement, and then you're like, ooh, our retirement's going to be a little tight, and you also got like a fucking plot of land that's supposedly worth a lot of money, and you're not doing anything with it, why don't you just sell the land and use the money? I don't see the, can you not just sell, if it's worth so much money, can you not just like sell the land and you either have cash or you have, like you put it into a fixed income portfolio or something like that to generate some cash flow for you in retirement. Like, I don't understand what the, like, if you are going to struggle in retirement, but you own land you're not using, you're struggling like for no reason, I think, although maybe you think it would be worth it if your daughter one day was going to move in on that land. That's the only thing I could think of. I don't understand why they don't just like, I mean, it's like an Am I the Asshole post that's like, I'm hungry. Should I eat something? Like, yeah, probably. I don't know. Like, don't eat like a grenade. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird post. You're not the asshole for like, I mean, they're not an asshole at all. There are people out there who are, and maybe they're right, or at least they have a lot of people who agree with them. There's people out there who are very fairness pilled in the extent that like if person A needs X and they receive X from my parents, even if I don't have a use for X, I also need to receive X. Otherwise, that's unfair treatment. I don't think at least I'm that kind of person. I haven't had to deal with a situation in my life. But I feel like if, your kids are roughly the same age and one of them is like, hey, this is where I'm going to live and we're settling down and starting a family, it makes, and you have the means and the desire to help them out there with the down payment and I guess also paying for their wedding. That's good. That doesn't mean that the other person immediately needs to be given the equivalent amount of like cash or assets. But I do think that maybe they had the expectation that when they finally chose to settle down, that same offer would be on the table. But things have changed economically and financially for the parents, which I don't know if there's like a you snooze, you lose precedent in in the rule of law, but like things change. Like I get that it sucks that 10 years ago your sister got a down payment on her house because your parents were like super rich, but now like that's not the case anymore, but you still feel like you're owed a down payment, but like the wheel of fate is turned, I guess. Things change in good ways and in bad ways. But I do feel like, I mean, it sounds like they bought the land like for her. Why do you own so much land? Why do you sorry. It's just like a I but like I don't know, it's just strange, okay? Dude, what are these posts? In the sidebar. Am I the asshole for serving alcohol to a recovering addict? There's a pretty good chance if you were familiar with their situation, I would say yeah. If you didn't know, then no, obviously not. I mean, if you have land, I mean, it's not even just like a housing policy thing. Like if you have land you own that you're literally not using and you're like, I need money to solve my problem, my personal advice to you is to sell the land in exchange for money and then use that money to solve your problems. I know it's a radical solution, but at the same time, yeah, also, I think you have an obligation to tell your 32-year-old daughter to not sign a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Although, you know what? I guess she could refi later if the Fed pivot actually comes to pass. But okay, I don't know. The police are here. They're like, "Sir, we want to give you the key to the city for having such sane takes." I don't know. Like I know this makes me like not the champion of chat, but I do agree with this person, ironically, in chat who said, all these people telling a parent they're an asshole because they bought their kid a house. I know, it's like I'm struggling with it on like an Aristotelian level. How could doing a nice thing make you an asshole? Because you didn't do a nice thing for another person, you're an asshole. If you hadn't bought anything for anybody, you would have been a nice person. But because you helped someone when they needed help and didn't help someone else at that exact same time when you had the means, you're the asshole. It just, I don't know. I'm struggling with it on like a philosophical level. Imagine if you bought a house for Malf but not for Josh. Well, but like, what if Josh didn't want a house when I bought one for Malf, and then 15 years later, Josh was like, I'll take my house now, and I'm like, nah, dude, I'm like retired. I'm on a fixed income. That would make you the asshole? I don't think so. How can you be an asshole for giving someone a house? It's the land. I think that they should sell the land and give that money to their daughter if that's the reason. If they were going to give her the land to build a house on or something, to live close to the parents, it sounds like it's, hey, you can have one land's worth of assets for free, but only if you live near us. And that's a weird ultimatum to give your adult children. So that is like, I agree, that's unreasonable. But that's not really what they're doing. They're just, I mean, subtextually, maybe that's what they're hoping happens. But I don't think they're an asshole for the treatment of the daughters. But the people that are like, here's the solution. You shouldn't have bought the house for your first daughter. I'm like, what? She didn't even do anything. She's literally just vibing. She's just living her life. Now she loses one house because people on the internet are like, they're King Solomon pilled. Sorry, honey, we can't help you with your down payment because the internet says we would have to take an exactly equivalent amount of money and put it into a savings account held in escrow until an indeterminate time in the future when your sister decides that she wants a down payment for a house, if she even wants a down payment for a house. Not to mention, when they bought the house because the market is, and the animals are leaving us, the down payment might be like the price, more than the price of the house because I don't know if they live in a rural area or something like that. The house might have been, like they say, hundreds of thousands. Let's assume it was $250,000. If she wants to buy a house in a city, then she could be like $1.5 million. It's like the down payment might be equivalent to the price of the house for the kid in the first place. They need to sit down with a financial planner and like a mediator or something. I think the internet's being too absolutist about this. You're the asshole. You're basically punishing Heather for not wanting to settle down at the same time. But what's the if you had the means and the desire, and one of the kids is like, I'm ready to settle down, then you would be punishing that kid if you didn't give them the thing that you had the means and the desire to give them until the other sister was ready to settle down. It doesn't make any sense. Just sell the land. Then you don't have to deal with these insane people in the comments. If they refuse to sell the land, they would be assholes who, you know what drives me, I'm just giving you a squirt. Psst. You know what drives me crazy? In the post, and maybe it's two different people. Chat's not a monolith, okay? Or two different groups of people. You know what drives me crazy? In the post where the lady filmed the dude at a wedding and he was dancing drunk and he said deleted, so many people were like, he has no legal right to demand that she take it down. She would be well within her legal rights to leave it up. And then here, people, I don't know if it's the same people, but in my head it's the same people because I feel like that's how the human brain works because I'm getting it from the same source. People are like, well, they have no legal right to sell the land. They shouldn't be forced to sell the land, but yet at the same time, if they don't do it, they're the assholes. Make up your fucking mind, okay? Make up your fucking mind. It's not about, is this legal, is this illegal? You know what else is driving me crazy? People are like, you wouldn't know what it's like because you don't have a sibling, okay? Maybe you're too fucking biased because you do have a sibling. Maybe you need an only child to look at this situation and tell you, actually, like younger kids being a little bit of a baby. Like, grow up. Maybe you need the clarity that comes with an only child, okay? Also, get a personality. You wouldn't understand what it's like. You don't have a brother. Okay. You wouldn't understand what it's like to be allergic to stone fruits. Don't mess. Lord hath no fury like a streamer who has a stone fruit allergy who was born in November. Like, you can't appeal to familiarity. You need to have like a rhetorical, you need to build evidence and a point to be persuasive. You can't just be like, if you had a brother, you'd understand. Or maybe I fucking wouldn't. Maybe I'd be like, hey, congrats on the house, bro. Would be nice. Like, I'm making mortgage payments right now, but congrats on your house. Maybe I'd be furious. Maybe I'd be happy for him. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to construct like an analogous situation. What if your parents said they would pay for your college, okay? You have two siblings. Let's even say they're twins. Let's say one of them is Channing Tatum in 21 Jump Street and the other one is Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street. So one of them's dumb as a bag of hammers, and then the other one's pretty smart, okay? So they're both going to go to college. They pay for Channing Tatum's college, okay? Because he's not getting any scholarships unless it's for soccer. But Jonah Hill did so well in high school, he's got a full ride. Are the parents the assholes if they don't give the cash value of what they spent on Channing Tatum's education to Jonah Hill as a gift? There's so many yeses. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm in like the no camp. I mean, they worked for the money. They're punishing. What are they punishing him for? He had a safe house to live in, warm, healthy meals every night, good parental role models, a scaffolding that allowed him to excel in something that he was good at. I would be annoyed if I worked my ass off for a full scholarship and then my parents gave my underachieving sibling $100,000 for free. They're not giving him $100,000. They're giving an American college $100,000. If they gave him $100,000 and then said, please give this to the university, you'd never see the money again. Also, I think if you were like, oh, I worked so hard and all I got was a free ride to a good school, what a waste of my time. Maybe you're not as smart as you think you are. Maybe you shouldn't insert yourself into this metaphor because I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Jonah Hill. He was valedictorian. Like, I would be annoyed if I said I would pay for my kids' university and then they got a full scholarship and then they got mad at me for not giving them like 80 grand. I would be like, do you know how much money I spent on raising your ass? Where do you get off demanding that? I'm proud of you for doing so well in high school, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, like, you're like, oh, okay, so next time I'll just do worse in school and then make you pay $80,000 to UBC. And I'll be like, okay, fine, if you gotta. Next time. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead and get me next time. if we both get reincarnated into the same familial relationship again. I took a 15-minute trip to the library. You're still on this one? What'd you do at the library for 15 minutes? You checking your email? Was returning a book? That makes sense. That's a good point. It's kind of a ridiculous question. 15 minutes is pretty reasonable, I guess, now that I think about it. Sorry, I started pre-tilted. You know, it's like, I don't know. Listen, the metaphor, it would be better to argue the case rather than argue the metaphors. Because the metaphors kind of fall apart. I guess that, because what I was going to say is it's like, well, now they're doing student loan relief. Where's my $10,000 even though I paid off my loans? But then it's more like, hey, we're doing student loan relief right now. And then if you 3 years, you're like, yes, student loan relief, I love it. And then 3 years later, you're like, can I get some now? And the government was like, no, absolutely not. We're running a huge deficit. We're in a recession right now. I guess you would be like, no! You could at least be mad about it. If you were happy for other people to get the debt relief and then you have the same need later and then you need the debt relief, but they're not going to give you the debt relief, I guess I could understand that. I could understand being annoyed. That doesn't mean that they're in the wrong for doing a nice thing for the people that came before you that doesn't necessarily immediately benefit you. Am I the asshole for telling my kids to borrow money from their sister? Not me. This is like it's family money again. It's another family money issue. Eliza is a nanny for an extremely rich family. I don't know if she's considered live-in because she lives in a separate house, but it's on the same property. She makes $250,000 a year plus bonuses, doesn't pay rent or utilities, rarely buys groceries because she always eats with the family. They bought her a brand new car. They pay for her gas maintenance, all of her medical, dental, vision. At first I was like, it sounds like she's a servant. Then I was like, what the hell? I gotta go to nanny school, man. This is crazy. It's like, the salary is great, but then the bennies are like, you literally have to pay for nothing. Hell, they even pay for her gym membership and her vacations. What does she spend money on? That's all of the things that you buy. Their savings account is going out of control, man. This is crazy. She's worked for them for 2 years. 2 years! I thought that shit would be like 15 years of benefits cumulatively. She's been there since 2020 and recently bought a rental building in cash. Needless to say, she's doing very well for herself. And she bought the building in cash. No 7% mortgage. Holy cow. She's a landlord? Yeah, but she's girl bossing. So it's okay. I'm willing. Listen, she's not really a landlord. First off, she's a landlady. I think that makes it better. Secondly, if she is a landlord, one rental building, maybe she's like a land earl. On the scale of lordship, she's not like a land emperor. You know, she's not like Li Ka-shing or something like that. She's like a little earl or like a petty duke or something like that. It's not that bad. It starts with one building. You don't know why. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, kick-ass duke or something. Eliza called me the other day asking what I said to her brothers because now they're both asking her for money. I told her what I told them and she yelled at me for volunteering her to help her with her brother's expenses. I told her that I never said she would help them. I just said that she easily could. She said she doesn't feel comfortable loaning money to family because she doesn't want to risk their relationship if they don't pay her back. I told her it shouldn't be a big deal if they don't pay her back because we know her Christmas bonus will be close to double what her brothers want. Okay, yeah, you're the asshole. Like, you can't... I get that Eliza maybe has more means to loan money to the family, but you can't just volunteer her income. Like, maybe her Christmas bonus will be more than the brothers asked for, but like she worked for her Christmas bonus, even if it is more than, I don't want to say it's more than she deserves, but you know what I mean. Like you can't just be like, oh, you can afford it. Yeah, but I don't like want to afford it. Being a good sibling? How do you know they're a good sibling? They could have hated each other when they were kids. Who knows? What's Eliza's at? I know, man. Holy cow. She should be teaching like Instagram classes on how to be a live-in nanny. Although, on the other hand, why would she ever do anything else when she's got the greatest job of all time? $250,000 a year, never have to pay any bills. All your vacations are paid for. Oh, so there's no job security, though. It only lasts 18 consecutive years. Maybe it doesn't last 18 years. Maybe people fire their nannies like when the kids become like adolescents or whatever. I don't know. I get that you're family, but like you can't just volunteer someone else's money. And then if the person you volunteer says, I don't want to risk the relationship by loaning family money, you don't get to say, well, yeah, but you make that much money at your job anyway, so who cares? Not to mention, like, I know this is, again, it's obvious that she's the asshole to me to begin with, but then without getting too much into the weeds, you know she's got to, like, pay income tax on her income and then loan the after-tax income to her family. So, like, in order to, because she's pulling down, like, nearly top tax bracket money, in order to loan $40,000 to her family, she's got to bring in, like, 70-something. It's a pretty substantial burden to just impose on somebody because you think they can handle it, even when they're not really involved in the situation. She has no expenses? Yeah, but it's her money. I don't understand why are her siblings entitled to her money? And moreover, I think it would be different if, like, if your sibling and I, as an only child here, I can't put myself in their shoes, obviously, but if your sibling called you and was like, hey, I'm really embarrassed to ask you this, but could you help me with the down payment for my house? It's 30 grand. It would really help us out a lot, blah, blah, blah. That I might be more amenable and be like, you know what? Like, maybe we can find a way to make it work. But if they were like, hey, mom told me that you would loan me $30,000, I would be like, hang up the phone right now. Because that's like, you got to present things in a more acceptable package than that. Like, it matters, like, how you approach someone for an interaction, you know? But I mean, like, more than anything else, I'm like, it's her money. It's very rude. And maybe rudeness is not the top priority here, but I think it's very rude to be like, your sister will give you the money, she can afford it. Like, that's just, I mean, she did the work. Being a leech to a 1%er isn't a job? No, it's a damn dream. It's like heaven. That's the streamer, like, retirement plan. Get one fan who is like the son of the CEO of like some kind of oil company and then just like ride off into the sunset. Why doesn't she share the dream a little bit? Like, honestly, like, I mean, we're all projecting here. I feel like it's kind of because they came to her and said, Mom said you'd give us some money. Don't be like a B word about it. Also, like, I don't know how close they are either. Like, like if you grew up with your siblings and you were like tight and you're like, you know, you're not 6 individuals, you're one family. Like, that's one thing. It doesn't sound like this is the case. There's some families where it's like there's 2 parents and then every one of the kids has like a 1-to-1 relationship with the parental units and they don't really talk to the siblings at all. Like, I mean, like, if your sister won like a real lottery, if she won $50 million in the Powerball or whatever, I would be like, buy me a house. I wouldn't ask for the down payment. I would ask for the whole thing in cash. I would expect, and listen, maybe I don't get a house. I'll live with it. Like, I'm not gonna blow everything up just if I don't get it. But like, if you won $50 million, and if one of my very, very close, like if my mom, my dad, my wife, or my daughter, or a sibling hypothetically, won $50 million in the lottery, I would say, buy me a house. I would drop some hints at the very least. If they were making $250,000 a year, I don't think I would feel entitled. It's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, and they're just asking for a down payment, but still, if I won $50 million in the lottery, well, now it's like, am I the asshole? I won $50 million in the lottery and I bought a house for all of my friends who don't have houses. But now my friends who bought houses think that they're being punished by not getting a free house. Oh, if I'd known you were going to win the lottery and give everyone a free house, I wouldn't have paid for my house. You dickhead. Can you just give me the cash value of a house instead? You've made 7 other people's lives better, and yet you haven't made my life better. You're a bad person. Unironically, yes, give him the cash. You're an insane person. Listen, that was too far. In Minecraft. I don't think adults should think like that. You got your house. You're okay. You got a roof over your head. You're handling your bills. Why is if somebody else is struggling and they get like a handout, why should you get it? Why should you stick your hand out as well? Maybe I buy you like a car or something. Buy you like your favorite car, like a Dodge Charger or something like that. But yes, it was meant as an insult. Who says being in a house negates all their problems? Well, who says like if I buy a house for, person X who doesn't have a house, that is making their life perfect as well? Why do you feel like you're owed something? I'm trying hard to like reconcile this with my political beliefs. Because it sounds like a huge boomer take. But we're talking specifically about a situation of like, if I won the lottery, if I have 10 friends, 3 of them have houses. If I bought houses for the 7 friends who don't own a house, and the other 3 friends are like, where's the cash value of the house that you owe me to be friends, like to have treated us all fairly, then like fucking, you're not friends anymore. I'm being punished for purchasing a house in 2015. It's only gone up 70% in value with me doing fucking nothing. What are you talking about? Yes, but I'm petty. Oh, well, that's fair. I think that's fine. It's a made-up scenario anyway. You're equating friends to children. It's a false equivalency. What are you talking about? They're not children. They're siblings. I know we got stun locked on the other one for a reasonable length of time, but like, I don't know. I mean, I'm resisting the urge to say, why don't they outcompete her for her job? It's a free market. Why don't you show up an hour earlier than she shows up? Why don't you stay an hour later? Why don't you cut the demand for her salary? Why don't you say, you're paying her $250, I'll take $200, and I'll pay for my own dentist appointments? Outcompete her, and then maybe see if she likes it when the shoe's on the other foot. But also, why don't you then go ahead and see when she asks you for $30,000, how you feel that she's already spent the money that you worked for. You might find that the thing in the prestige is that Hugh Jackman never knows when he gets into the tube if he's going to be the one that's on the stage or if he's going to be the one that's in the tube, okay? I'm going to go to the bathroom. I got to pee really bad. I'm not sure if that came across. Let me go /marker react court. And I'll see you in 2 minutes. Shit just drives me crazy. It's like, when you're eating in class, your teacher be like, did you bring enough for the rest of the class? And you're like, is the rest of the class hungry? Then they should bring their own food. I brought my own food. I don't understand why just because I'm hungry, I should be expected to feed 30 other children. Can't I just be hungry and then be like, I'm going to solve this by eating? They never apply it to other things in life. They never go, oh, you gotta if I let you take a piss, then everybody in class is gonna wanna take a piss. No, if you gotta pee, you go to the bathroom. I was a teacher for a year. What an insane take on eating in class. I was a teacher for a year too, asshole. What an insane reaction to a sane take on eating in class. We have exactly the same authority to speak on the subject. See me after class. As a former student, yeah, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Sorry, I'm on my Dennis Leary arc right now. I think the problem is that when kids eat in class, it's not like they're eating, it's that they always eat like the fucking loudest food of all time. They're always like getting an apple and going like. We got the potato chips. See you later. I'm going to go masturbate. Okay, have a nice one. Thanks for stopping by. In the future, you don't need to say what you're going to do. You can just go. And that's like, I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying, in case you were unaware of that, in the future, that's something that you can do. It's nice of them to be sincere, though. Yeah, at least you left. Most people don't give me that courtesy. I need to start. Can I tell you that I got a People make me part of their lives when I don't. I actively, it's not that I didn't ask for it, it's that I don't want to be. Someone tweeted me, and you might be in the chat right now, and you're probably going to laugh that you hear it. I hope you're not upset. They said, they tweeted, throwback to this insane moment featuring NL. And it was a screenshot of their text messages with their partner that said, and this is paraphrasing, but I promise you this was the gist. Hey, I can't watch the video of you giving me a blowjob because I can hear NL in the background. And then the reply from their partner was like all caps, Lamau. You don't need to tweet me that. I'm not like disgusted. I'm just like, why am I seeing it? Like, I don't need to, that can be your own moment between the two of you. It doesn't have to be like, I don't need to be looped in. Like, you maybe in your head, you're like, oh man, if I ever saw NL in person, I would tell him about this story. Please don't. Just say, I like your content. Can we get a picture? We'll take the picture. And then you could show the picture to your partner and be like, remember that video you sent me? And you guys can have your own moment. I don't need to be a part of it. I can be a part of your shared lore with one another without me having access. Are you familiar with the private and public variables? I don't need to know about the existence of anything else other than the fact that you know who I am and you'd like to take a photo. I don't need to have access to all the VARs, okay? I don't need to know the methods. I don't need to know that you're using the standard library, okay? Just give me only as much information as I need to know. How many eggs Benedict do we need? How many eggs Benedict do we need? 12 eggs Benedict? Are you crazy? I can't handle that. Okay, sausage, egg, cheese, biscuit. Ham, egg, biscuit. Ham, egg, biscuit. Marshmallow mix. Can I tell you? It's not a game about running a restaurant by yourself. This is a game about a guy who's too afraid to say no. Who's too afraid to say that you can't customize your orders. If I was working at this place by myself, you can make like one substitution and that's it. Nobody's picking a la carte every single food. Here, if you order El Capitan, you're getting El Capitan, okay? It comes with, sure. Listen, I'm operating out of a truck. You expect me to have 9 different kinds of beans, 25 different sauces? Go to a restaurant, asshole. At the truck, you get what we give you, okay? It says it on the menu. You would be doing better if Marco Pierre White was over your shoulder yelling at you to speed up. I just had to think about it for a second. You donkey! You know what annoys me? I hate on Kitchen Nightmares when they have chefs do a taste test, and you always find that like the head chef, they'll like eat a spoonful of garlic, and then Gordon Ramsay's like, "What is that?" And then he's like, "Oh, that's mustard." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" Or they eat like chicken, and he's like, "That's herring." I get the idea that you want your chef to know like what they're cooking, but they're smoking like 10 packs of cigarettes a day just to deal with the stress of the kitchen rush. Like, are we expecting them to know what every food tastes like? I feel like you could be a good chef without necessarily knowing what every food tastes like. Because like, you ever see on Hell's Kitchen, the reality show, they'll make chefs like emulsions of stuff and then be like, eat this, what is it? And they get it wrong like 90% of the time. And you're like, how could a chef get it wrong? Well, like the real question is, why do you think that you would know it 100% when someone who works with food doesn't? They're an accomplished chef. They're always like, my name's Sarah. I own 7 restaurants in Portland. We invented food truck culture. And then they give like a spoon of like emulsified chicken essence, and they're like, that's pork. And everybody at home that eats like, bologna sandwiches for lunch every day is like, you idiot! I would never get that one wrong. I wish I had that kind of confidence. Anyway, you donkey. We're forced to take 2 two-pieces. Honestly, I'm familiar with a breakfast sandwich, add it on, and then why don't you toss me fruit salad, yum yum, in honor of the Wiggles having played the Granville Island Playhouse in rainy Vancouver, British Columbia, not but 2 days ago. I wasn't there, but I was familiar with the fact that they were coming. Someone at our daycare took their kid to see the Wiggles. And I asked them how the concert was. They were like, you know, I expected it to be like the B Team. Like they franchise out the original Wiggles and then they have like a Wiggles touring company. You know, the way that like when there's a Broadway show, but you can't go to New York, they're like, don't worry, Hamilton's coming to Springfield, Illinois. And you're like, I can't wait to see Lin-Manuel Miranda. And you're like, well, I have some bad news for you. But then they said it was actually like the original, not the original, but the canonical Wiggles. Like they're touring. One of the Wiggles is like 60 and one of the Wiggles is like 14. And they're still, they're actually doing the work themselves. It's like I got a lot of respect for the Wiggles, although I could not do their job myself. Maybe that's why I have so much respect for it. Not just because I can't sing, but like because I would not. I don't think I could sing those songs. Pies, crust, apple, lattice top. How many do they make? Graham crust, millionaire, whip topping. Please stop typing one cream pie, please. I'm begging you. Even though 2 stars is not that bad. I kind of like the laulau. Is it a food based on the Ashley Simpson song? You make me wanna laulau. On the kitchen, on the floor, I'll be your French maid. When you meet me at the door, I'm like an alley cat. You know what I'm talking about? You make me wanna laulau. You don't know this one? I feel like I've not started my cognitive decline yet. I mean, are you seeing we have 4 consecutive golds in the Jiggly Hills? If I showed a neurologist a clip of me playing this game, they would not allow me to have an appointment. They would be like, get out of my office. Look at what you've done. 21 ratatouilles? Hold on, I can't talk for a second. Oh, I think I just boxed one up that wasn't ready to go. I hit the wrong button. What have I done? I'm just hit. I'm lost. I'm in the weeds. I'm in the weeds. It happened. But you know what? We're gonna let this one ride either way. Even if it's not perfect, we'll learn something in the process. Yeah, they're gonna get sick. Whatever. People get sick, okay? It's all right. There's a VIG-HTM. There's a VIG-HTM. Send them out there. Yeah, someone was displeased with me. Okay, join the club. It's called My Parents. And they meet at the bar. That's a pretty good day. We probably gave somebody food poisoning, but like 100 people had a great meal. I mean, that's a nasty silver, man. One person dies. Excuse me, Your Honor. 35 people ate the octopus that day and were totally fine, so I don't see how that could possibly be considered my problem. We need 18 gold medals to exit Utah. That's crazy. Why would you ever want to leave Utah? Have you seen Zion? I haven't, but I have been told that I look like I'm from Utah. It's Chib. Chib, when are you gonna start your Cook Serve Delicious phase? It's taking over Twitch. It's played up, but fun to watch. Just kidding. I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, okay? We're just having fun with it. Don't jinx it. But look at this. My brother in Christ, what is happening? Chib, look at the dopamine, dude. Look at when you get them all lined up like this, oh man. I mean, this was just is an easy day. I'm not gonna deny that. But I mean, that felt fantastic. When you got 25 orders lined up on the left and you just hit control and it goes, and then they all come back in, they're like, we're still hungry, and you're like, That was easy mode, man. That was nothing. What, like it's hard? Stay pegged, everyone. So true. Chib, just for you, I'm going to let you pick the menu, okay? Hamburger. Okay, that's pretty tough, but we're going to add that. Bean burger as well. Okay, you know what? Before you say your next food, I'm going to practice this, okay? I just want to see what it's like. We're going to put 8 bean patties onto the board. I mean, you're going full burger, which is very annoying to deal with. Making a bean burger for a picky vegetarian eater. Top bun. Wait, I gotta say the letters. It's always gonna be a B, and then 2 things, and then an O. This is like a B-I-V-O. This is a B-T. Sprouts are P-V-O. Is a B-T-L-O. Is a B-P-I-L-O. This is a B-T-P-N-L-O. This is a B-T-P-N-L-O. This is a B-P-I-L-O. Okay, I can do this. But that plus hamburgers is going to be extremely annoying, so fuck you. So... I'm going to choose the remaining 2 foods, or the remaining food here, because I'm upset at what those hamburgers are going to do to me. Okay, what's the last one you're choosing then? What's the last one you're choosing? Please do not pick ballpark burger. He wants ball burger. Fried fish. Oh, thank you. That's where my mouse was anyway. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. There's a S-P-G-C-N-U. There's a S-P-G-C-T-U-H, or vice versa. Okay, bean patty, tomatoes, sprouts, onions, lettuce, top bun. Okay, send them. We're going to be sending M-B-C-C-T-R, beans, sprouts, pineapple, lettuce, top bun. Send them. Meat, bacon, cheese, lettuce, regular bun. There's a meat, regular bun. Holy cow, we got too many. There's too many? It's too many. Get some bean burgers on the grill. Get some regular burgers on the grill. No! Oh. Chib, this menu is not possible for a human being. We're pretty close to the flow state, but we're not quite there. I gotta cut, because you're vegetarian, I'm gonna cut the beef burger. I mean, you served me like a nightmare on that one, which is fine. I wanted to rise to the challenge. I just don't think I'm there yet. Doesn't this look fun, Chibli? It's kind of like, it's like Rhythm Heaven, but you compose the songs on the fly. It's kind of like Dark Souls with guns. And this is a S-P-C-N-T-H-U. Okay, there you go. Now we gotta do some bean burgers, okay? Bean, tomatoes, sprouts, onions, lettuce, top bun. Bean, avocado, lettuce, top bun. Bean, pineapple, avocado, top bun. Send them.
Order up.
Let me get some bean, tomatoes, sprouts, onions, lettuce, top bun. Let me get some beans, avocado, lettuce, top bun. Let me get some beans, sprouts, pineapple, lettuce, top bun. Let me get some beans, pineapple, avocado, top bun. Let me get some GWP. They just keep coming, man, with the burgers. Here it comes. Let me get a bean, pineapple, avocado, top bun. We need some more bean burgers on the grill. We need Dongo. Ooh. Need some more fried fish. I-V-O. This is B-T-P-N-L-O. This is B-T-P-N-L-O. This is B-I-V-O. Send them. Who? B-I-V-O. Okay. So doable. This one's so fast! Oh, but there's not that many people. This game will make you much better at knowing your keyboard. I mean, it is kind of like a typing test. We just gotta stay on top of it. Don't get lost in the weeds. Don't get lost in the weeds. There's 5 stops! I'm entering the flow state. We need more tandoori chicken. Whoa, I almost burned the freaking japchae, dude! So much for the flow state. I don't think it burned. I think it just got close. S-P-C-N-T-U. They're still happy with me. B-P-I-L-O. They love it. B-P-I-L-O. 8. B-T-P-V-O. GWP. Send them. Send them. 2. GWP. GWP. I'm on it. I'm on my GWP business right now. B-V-L-O. Send them. We need tandoori chicken! 7 is a B-I-V-O. Is a B-I-V-O. They should just call it a Bivo burger. This is a B-V-L-O. That was dangerous. Almost got in my own head. Okay, this one's fast too. We need a little dongo. We need a little beanburg. Let's throw 8 patties on just in case they want the Baconator.
Next stop approaching.
And then, as an H-E-R, we're fine on this stop. This is a break. I put a croissant instead of a biscuit! My perfect combo! I'm embarrassed. Look at that. Excuse me, is this a biscuit? I wanted a croissant. What are you, at J. Willie's crying because you don't have the right kind of bread? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look what I served you. Look what I just served that person. Just a croissant on top of a biscuit. It does, no offense, Chib, it sounds like something you would order. Can I get croissant on biscuit, please? Can you hear that in Chib's voice? C-N-T-U-H. What's going wrong? What do we need? What do we need? What are we not cooking? We're not cooking bean burgers. Get them going. Okay, we're back. Just get out of this. Just get through the day. Get through the weeds. We need more tandoori chicken. You can't change the past, okay? You gotta hold tight on this one. We need way more tandoori chicken. We're gonna need more bean. Oh my god, look at these burgers. B-T-L-O. B-V-L-O. 6. Let me get a GWP. Okay, let me get a 7. B-T-P-N-L-O. B-P-I-L-O. The Biplo burger. B-T-P-V-O. B-I-V-O. We need fish! Donkum! Oh, we were so close. We need burgers. This is a bad day. This is a bad day at the office here. We might get bronze. I don't even know if they have a bronze medal in this game. If they do, we're probably gonna get it. Look at, you gotta dress all these burgers at the same time. B-T-L-O. Just go faster, don't cry. B-T-L-O. B-T-P-N-L-O. B-T-L-O. Serve them. B-P-I-L-O. We need tandoori chicken. Toot sweet. Everybody's okay, okay? Everybody's okay. B-I-V-O. B-T-P-V-O. We wait for the tandoori chicken. It's a damn nightmare, man. How many people did we serve today? So I'll take my silver, but holy cow. Toot sweet? What is toot sweet? Toot sweet is French for we need that shit yesterday. 3 bad orders. Come on. I blame Chib for the cursed menu, no offense. They want mousse, apple, and tiramisu. Nope, they hate it. Mousse, apple. Oh, it's because I gave him cheesecake by accident. Sorry. Mousse, banana. See, these kind of look like ice lattes, right? This is what a kid orders when they want to pretend they're drinking alcohol. So true. I love when kids pretend to smoke cigarettes. Look at me. Look at me. I'm smoking my pencil. Look at me. It's so funny. It's like, that's the essence of comedy right there. You shouldn't be doing that. You ready for this? MMB. Send them out there. PS. Give them a PS. Give them a PS. Give them a PS. Send them. Give them a PS. We need a papaya salad toot sweet. T-E-A-U-I-N. Send them. We need a garden salad toot sweet. As a PS. 5 PS. 9 PS. 10 PS. Send them. We need some turkey legs out there. Get them. We need a green papaya salad. We also need a garden salad. Is it S-T-E-U-I-N? Get them. What do you need? PS. Oh. Saved. Sheesh. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, this is a quick one. S-T-E-U-I-N. Y-H. This is a quick prime rib. Quick turkey leg. This is an easier day. It is another 5-piece day. I didn't want to know that. I shouldn't have read that. Now I'm in my own head. Just relax, ma'am. Your turkey leg will be out when it's out, okay? Are we close? I think the prime rib will last. I'm not sure about the turkey legs. This is a T-E-A-U-I-N. That's an Ohu. That's a Y-A-H. Okay. We're going to need some more turkey legs. Toss them on. That's an easy one. There's a YG. Serve them. F6. What else do we need? More prime rib? That's a PAS. Okay, we're sitting. We're just simmering. That's a YH. I'm ready. I'm glad we didn't dump all our food this time. We are going to need some garden salads. But once we get something done, we'll give them a quick latru, okay? As long as the space opens up. Okay, F1's getting the latru. We don't have any brisket! PS. 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 PS.
No problem, Chef.
We need another garden salad. 3 PS. 6 PS. 8 PS. Serve them. 3 PS. Serve them. We're almost done. I think we got them all. Sorry, it's just another... It's an 18-hour slow-cooked brisket.
You were the best chef ever.
What do we need?
Congratulations.
Little green papaya. There's a T-E-A-U-I-N. There's an Ohu octopus. Quick garden salad. This is an easy one.
We are nearing the next stop.
Serve it. It's a YAC. I'm loving life right now. We're about to hit that 100 combo. Look at this. Serve them up. 6 PS. Easiest day of my life. Let's get those turkey legs off and add some new ones on before we make it here. You want some Ohu octopus? You shall have some Ohu octopus. We got the briskets doing okay, but we could use some more. It's a TBK. Ohu octopus. It's a YK. That's a YAS. It's a YAO. It's a YS. They're really mixing up the oysters on me today. It's an MMC. We're going to need a new garden salad. It's a YAK. Get those latrus out there. That's an ABB. Okay. Saved, saved, saved. We're going to need new green papaya real quick. That's going to be T-E-A-U-I-N. Send them. Send them back. You know we're going to need some latrus. They love the latru salad. We need green papaya. That's S-T-E-U-I-N. We need some turkey legs out there. We need some latru salads. We need some more latru salads. We need some papayas. There's a S-T-E-U-I-N. Serve them. They love it. We need some latru salads. We need some more turkey legs. Simmer, simmer, simmer. Is this a perfect day? If this isn't a perfect day, you can just call me Yumgurt Cheesy Buns. You need even more turkey? You're right about that, aren't you? You are right about that. She's so patient. I know, I can fix her. Okay, we're done. The day's complete. That's probably the best day I've ever had. Not just in the game, but IRL as well.
Whoa. I think that's a perfect run.
Thank you, Whisk. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have I told you my hot take on Pekora? Chicken Pekora, vegetable Pekora. Give me the vegetable any day of the week. Chicken Pekora, fish Pekora, give me the chicken Pekora. Vegetable Pekora, fish Pekora, give me the vegetable Pekora. You can do the transitive property. Vegetable Pekora is the best of the Pekoras. Something about the way the onions and the cauliflower get, it's a frigid take. That means it's so smart that everybody agrees with it, right? Hottest hot take, Pekora is better than tempura. I don't know if that's that hot of a take because I agree with it. I also sort of feel like tempura is similar. Like my favorite tempura is probably shrimp, but apart from that, I like all the vegetables I don't really like make the best tempura. Like let me get a little pumpkin tempura. For some reason it's slapping. Pumpkin in like a ravioli, I'm like, not really that into it. Pumpkin in the tempura, I'm like, let's go, man.
I'll do the driving.
Sign me up. Yam tempura, so true. I've been talking too much, not drinking enough water. My lips are chapped, man. My lips are chapped. Let me see if Kate is ready to stream. Hello. Dash dash. Are you ready to stream? Smiley face. I bought lip balm yesterday. Go ahead. Tell me about the video essay you saw on YouTube about how it's a scam. It didn't feel like a scam yesterday when my lips were all cracked and then I put on the Blistex and then they were like... Didn't feel like a scam when I paid $3.99 for 2 tubes of Blistex, okay? Plus, it keeps me from going like this. Keeps me from going like that. I saw a video essay about how it's not a scam and cool people buy it. I would link me, please. That sounds great. My lips are chapped today, but that's because I didn't put it on before bed because I forgot. Because I thought I was a smart guy. I left it in my coat pocket, but you know what? Hold on. I forgot my second tube was right here. Well, well, well. A second tube for my desk. Oh, man. Wouldn't it be funny if I came back and had like bright red lipstick on? And was like, goodbye, goodbye, horses, crying over you. What is this dance emote? I love it. Vibe. That's a good one. What's for dinner tonight? I don't know right now. But last night we had pork croquettes we made ourselves. Ground pork, crispy shallots, breadcrumbs, mixed together, kind of like a pork meatball, but like almost like a longer patty type thing. Mashed potatoes, broccoli, gravy, more of a pan sauce, really. Oh, man. Baby did not like it. I loved it. My baby does have a bad palate. I was losing it when we were at our friend's house on Halloween. His baby ate 2 pulled pork sandwiches. It's probably a little too much, But our kid's going through a very picky phase, and I was like, holy cow. I only ate one. The kid ate 2 pulled pork sandwiches. She's like 17 months old. I was like, my God. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. See ya.
Little aerial mist for you. Look at this mist. Isn't it neat? Doesn't it make your uninstallation complete? Don't I look like the pog who has everything? Sorry. What is it called? Javelin tackle. I want to yeet where the streamers are. I want to dolphin dive into tackle. Popping my ult when you do your, what is it called? Atomic punchline. Sorry. So, but I can't stop. I'm not gonna, just because I said sorry doesn't mean I'm gonna stop. Up where they pog, up where they stun, up where they spam mist all day for their fun. Wish I could